welcome back. My name is Katie and today I'm doing a very exciting video and it's the top 16 books that I want to read in 2016. Now, I have a sparkly dress on because it's got that New Year's vibe and
You're gonna look at me, duh!
just kidding. But I just figured, I don't know, I thought it would be really fun to like have a new year, new bucket list kind of vibe, and also reading can be fancy, so why not? Before I get into this, I want to disclaimer, this is not going to include releases of 2016. I'm going to make a whole separate video for that, so you can look forward to that. This is just going to be the top 16 books that were on my shelves that I want to get to in the year 2016. These are also in no particular order, and also I don't think I'm going to read these back to back to back. These are just books that I want to have looked back on my year 2016 and been like, I accomplished that goal. Awesome. So, in no particular order, let's start with Illuminae by Amie Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is a science fiction novel that actually takes place in space on a ship, and it's told in like text messages and video feed stuff and a lot of really cool interactive, almost interactive type text. So I'm really excited to get into this. Also, it's gorgeous. Also, everyone's read it, and I need to hop on the bandwagon. Hopping on the bandwagon is going to be a huge theme in this because I'm not ashamed. If other people enjoy books, I want to know. I want to know what it's like. Following that, we will go right into Mistborn: The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. This is a adult fantasy heist novel, I believe, and I've heard nothing but amazing things. It is a trilogy. I'm hoping to get to the entire trilogy next year, but I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm hoping that at least I'll be able to read book 1 by the end of the year, and at least something by Brandon Sanderson too, because I haven't read anything by him and I want to. And then I want to get to Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. This is Rainbow Rowell's first fantasy book, and it follows the story of Simon Snow and Baz, and they're at a school of magic. And if you have read Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, it's actually related to that. It is the story, or part of the story, that Kath is obsessed with. It's really meta and really cool, and I just cannot wait to... I've read 2 Rainbow Rowell books so far, and she's quickly becoming one of my favorite authors, so I want to get to this one in 2016. This next series is going to be Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. Heard nothing but good things. It's a multiple perspective young adult fantasy novel. Cannot wait! Cannot wait. And then I want to get to Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Mortal Instruments series. I read Clockwork Angel this past year in 2015. I really liked it, but for some reason I didn't feel the urge to pick this one up, and now I do. I want to get to this series in 2016. Then I want to get to Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I started off 2015 with reading Crown of Midnight, and I definitely want to get to Heir of Fire and possibly the next books in the series in 2016. This is the third book in the Throne of Glass series, which follows Adarlan's assassin, Celaena Sardothien. In the first book, she has to compete for her freedom, and it just escalates from there, and I just really want to pick up this book in 2016. Then I want to read The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. This is an adult fantasy novel that is full of political intrigue, and it's also set in like a regressed future, so I guess there are references to our time right now, which sounds really cool. I've heard it's a little bit slow, but also I just really want to read this because I love political intrigue and fantasy and strong female characters. Then I want to pick up Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is a science fiction fairy tale retelling of Cinderella, and it is a series, takes place in futuristic Beijing, and I've just heard nothing but good things like all the rest of these books, which is why I want to read them. The next book that I want to complete in 2016 is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. This is her fantasy series. I've heard nothing but good things from this series, and it kind of takes influence from Renaissance Italy, and I'm really excited to get into it. Then I want to read November 9 by Colleen Hoover. Ugly Love is the only Colleen Hoover that I have read, and I loved it. I thought it was so fun. I read it in like 2 days, and I haven't picked up a Colleen Hoover since, and I really want to get to this one in 2016 just so I can have more Colleen Hoover in my repertoire. Then I want to pick up this beast, The Diviners by Libba Bray. I read and loved A Great and Terrible Beauty and that series by Libba Bray, and I'm really excited. She does a great job of mixing historical fiction with paranormal and fantasy aspects, and I just cannot wait to pick this book up, and the cover is gorgeous in case you didn't know. Then I want to pick up Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. This is a middle grade nonfiction told in verse right at the height of the civil rights movement, and I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic, and it won the National Book Award, and I just really want to read this book, and I hope to read more middle grade this year. Another book that I want to read in 2016 is On the Road by Jack Kerouac. This book I actually began buddy reading with my boyfriend, but things in life and everything just got in the way. So I want to jumpstart him and myself back into this book and read it in 2016. The next book slash series that I want to read in 2016, theme in this video, I'm going to be starting a lot of series in 2016 and it's going to be epic. And that is The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima. This is a fantasy series that has 4 books in it, and each book is told by a different perspective. Highly acclaimed. Cannot wait to jump into it. Then I want to read The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. This is the second book in the Bone Season series, and I read the Bone Season this past year, and I know the third book is coming out in 2016, so I really want to get to this one so then I can just read them as they come out from here on out. And the last book that I want to get to in 2016 on my bucket list is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This follows a circus that just appears in towns one night, and I believe there's a lot of magical realism and really cool fun things and characters and worlds and things like that. So I'm really excited to read this one. So that is my book bucket list of 16 books that I want to get to in the year 2016. What are some of the books you guys want to get to in 2016? Please let me know down below, and I will see you guys soon with another video soon. Goodbye!